Hey, my school of life friends. My name's Kevin Stokes from the Mountain Time Zone Accountability Group. I've received a number of phone calls not phone calls, but emails since the call earlier this week about real estate notes. I've been occupied with work and kids and a bunch of stuff during the day today, and I haven't been able to return anybody's call or set up calls to address some of the questions. So I'm going to use this video for just a second to see if maybe we can explain something. So no matter what people say, you'll hear a lot of terminology around real estate notes, but they're not rocket surgery. They're pretty simple, really. The thing that you really need to understand is that you're stepping into the position when you own a note, you're stepping in the same position that the bank occupies. So for instance, most people when they buy a home, they can't afford to pay cash, so they'll get a mortgage. These days, a lot of mortgages are originated with a mortgage broker, and then almost immediately they're sold to a bank. My first loan was done that way. Bought a duplex, and the loan was through a local mortgage company, and within a couple of weeks I received a letter that my note had been sold, my mortgage had been sold to US Bank. Well, what a lot of people don't understand, because they're just not exposed to it, is that the banks have always traded mortgages with each other, and this day and age, now an individual can own a note, and we can buy and sell notes and trade them amongst ourselves. You know, a few people know about it. It's not gigantic, but it's becoming mainstream. But for the most part, it's pretty simple. You just buy the note and collect the payment. It's way better than when I was a landlord. When I was a landlord, I had multiple units, I had lots of renters, and a lot of extra work that had to do with turnover and making sure that maintenance was done, and all the sorts of emergencies that come out of having what really amounted to having not only my own household, but I had multiple units. And that got old fast. And when I discovered notes, I found out that I'm making way more money, cash flow per month on a property. I had the same security as though I was the owner, because it's backed by real estate in the end. And I don't have to do all the maintenance. I don't have to pay for the insurance. I don't have to find a new renter when someone moves out, and I don't have to fix it when the renter that I just couldn't stand moved out and destroyed the place. And so one of the things to think about is that it's really easy to get into notes. Right now, you'll look, and there's some online platforms that have a lot of retail notes. They're good deals, but they're pretty high, high cost. They're, $200,000 home, and you've got to buy a $180,000 note. In my particular case, some of the notes that I have, I work in a little bit smaller market, a smaller size. A lot of the notes are sub 100,000, and so they're easier to get into. You can get into them by buying the entire note. You can buy just a portion of the payments. That's called a partial. So if I've got a note that has 100 payments left, I might sell the next 50 to someone, and they'll receive that payment and get the income off of it. Most of these private notes are a little bit higher than conventional loans, because these aren't conventional mortgages for the most part, or they've had some blemishes. They were conventional that had to go through some sort of workout process to get them back performing. And so you'll find they're very simple. They're not difficult to wrap your head around, especially if you're working with someone that understands. And so I think in the next coming weeks, we'll probably do a couple more sessions. And in fact, if there's enough interest, maybe we can use the platform that Jeremy set up for us, and we can do a Q&A and maybe see if people can get a better understanding on notes. And so with that, I'll bid you adieu, and see you in the next call. Thanks.